All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Craps. Oh, the light is on back there. Sorry about that. Good morning. It's John from Pro Craps here on Casino Gaming TV. We got a good one today. We're still working through that monster roll. I think I've given this thing like 2 weeks of attention, only because it serves as a pretty good example of like it's got some interesting rhythm to it. Number one, it's a monster. Number two, it's not a great monster. Number three, all the rolls in it, when I say rolls, all the points that are in it are short. You got like a 6 roller, a 9, a 5, a 2, you know. So it's interesting to like kind of break this thing down in series or segments. And if you know me at all, you guys watched me for a couple years now, you should know that A, I'm a pretty conservative player, but B, I've got this kind of way, right? Where get up or get even, get up, get out kind of a thing. I tier my play. And on a 51 roller like that, if I'm actually on the table with that roll, I'm not going out there like we talked about last week, Philly special, and just running the ceiling, right? I'm not going to go out there. You'll see Friday. I'm not going to go the Jayhawk Hammer and just run it out from get. I'm going to take a couple rolls, get my money back. I'm going to take a few more rolls like you'll see today, lock up some extra profit, and then I'm going to start the play. I'm not going to start hammering this thing until I've got my money back. I've locked up potentially my session profit, and then I'll be ready to go do it, right? So I might be 10 rolls, 12 rolls behind, and I'm okay with that, right? That's my play. If it's 51 roller, I might not even start playing hard until roll 12. And I'll turn the 51 roller into a 35 roller for myself. That's what happens to me a lot. And I'm okay with that, right? So 20 rollers, I end up only getting eight hammers out of it, right? But I'm safer earlier than most people are. And I'm hoping that this series that I'm doing with last week, showing you the aggressive ways to play, and this week showing you more of the ways to kind of grind into it, are helpful for you. And I think that's an important bit, because as we have from CRC here, you can't tell when it's about to happen. You just never know, right? You could be at the table with a guy that you know shoots great. We have lots of players in our community that we know shoot well, right? Alfredo shoots good, Corey shoots good, Ed shoots good, Jeff shoots great, Louis shoots great. But you know, you don't walk into the table and drop $1,000 out there the minute that Louis touches the dice. You just don't do it, right? You got to eat, because you don't know. He's going to PSO too. And he's going to get a 30 or a 40 or a 50, but you don't know when it's going to happen. So you got to play as though every roll is going to be 3 or 4 long, right? Play for that 4. Okay, we made it past 4. Cool. I'm going to play for 4 or 5 more. Cool. If I'm still alive and that guy's still throwing, now we can go have fun. And that's the point of this week here. So I think I wanted to get into kind of like the learnings from last week's monster should be, although it's a monster, you don't know it. So you got to step into it, and then you can jump off the ledge. That's that. All right, let's get into the show for today. So what's happening here? What's on tap today? We got a little bit of a recap. Actually, we're going to go here. We're going to go this view here. Of course, we're doing Daily Paycheck here at 9 o'clock in about an hour. So you can join me for the train wreck. It's interesting. We're doing the Molly. I'll talk about that in a minute. The Molly presents an interesting set of things to talk about, things I got to focus on, and good talking points. So we're doing the Molly this week, and we'll get on that at 9 o'clock. Live Fantasy Crafts with Arnell from Dice Grinders tonight. It's going to be the Craps Nation crew. Usually has about 10 people playing. It's good. It's good stuff. You get to watch you guys play, get to watch them bet, listen to them, give each other crap. A lot of great shooters on that. It's fun to watch. It's definitely a good time. They really kind of let their hair down and have a good show. So see them there at 5 o'clock Pacific. AZ's going back to back tonight. We got the Yahtzee thing live at 7, the Yahtzee challenge at 7, and then at 7:30 is going to be his Big AZ Wednesday night live. So I'll get to play along up there with AZ. And I remind you, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, the Yahtzee challenge tomorrow night is going to be Churros. So if you want to pay some respects, come watch tomorrow night with Big AZ. And a reminder, if you're going to go to Kansas City, let me know. If you're going to go to see Churros memorial service, if you're traveling out there, let me know, so I can give Crystal an idea. I did talk to her yesterday. It's going to be at 4 o'clock on Saturday, the 23rd, in Lebanon, Missouri. So I'm flying out Friday night. I know Jen's going to be there. I know Corey's going to be there. I think Chris from Chuck and Dice is going to be there. A couple others I think are going to come. Saturday's the thing. She's going to collect videos from all of us and do a thing. And she'll let me live stream. I'm actually going to live stream from it. So I'll have my camera going, and you guys can talk to her directly and Layla, and if you want to engage, I'll show you what's happening there. So that'll be Saturday, the 23rd. So that's the only announcement I got on that front. Now let's recap where we are. We're at day two of the Molly. So we're doing our daily paycheck. So I'm going 10K to 100K, 10% at a time, and it's going to take a while. If you look at my left-hand side there, we are this week we're 1-1 so far with the Molly. Molly lost 165 the first day, won our 150 yesterday. So we're down $15 still. We're chasing it a little bit after 2 days, which is going to happen, right? When you have, unless you go 30-0 or 20-0 with a strategy, you're going to fight from behind at some point. So we started out a little bit negative. We're going to have to roll through it. Overall, we're 35-7, which seems pretty good. We're only up $500, $469. Because some of those 7 whacks were big ones, right? So when you're playing paycheck play and you're 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, lose 50%, it takes all those wins away, So you find that the grind is real working the paycheck. So you got to be careful, right? A, with which strategy you choose, and B, with getting the hell out of there when you're getting close. That's a super important thing. We've learned that over the course. But yeah, 35-7 overall is great. Our excess play being 40-11, overall, because of excess, has helped us. We're up $3,500, but that's because we had a couple of home runs. And you're gonna have those. You're gonna get the home runs. And I think this is a good story. I said this before. The story of my life as a gambler is right there in front of you, right? I'm a grinder. I grind, hit a home run every so often, grind, lose, hit a home run. And my lifetime, I'm probably, 960 is my record probably. I don't know what it is, right? I've had 60 big losses and I've had 900 small wins, 900 wins, 864 have been tiny ones. And I've had, 32 amazing showstoppers, right? And I'm up for my life. This is exactly it. But you grind and you play around, right? So hopefully we can grind a little better. And this strategy might do it. Come betting is boring. But I think, like I said yesterday, it's a good prove it thing, right? If you think you're a good shooter or you're practicing to be a good shooter, I think come betting is the way to do it. If you're going to practice and bet at the same time, come bet, because you've got to set the number and then you've got to hit the number to get paid on it, which means you've got to throw repeaters. Now, I don't want to get into the whole, it's got to roll twice. I don't know why that's even an argument. I mean, it's ridiculous that it's an argument. You don't have to hit a number twice for it to win, but it has to roll twice to fully resolve with the odds. There's just I don't know why people get so pedantic about that. But anyway, if you're going to be a shooter practicing, you've got to practice that. You got to practice, because I think come betting is great. It makes you throw the number a second time to get your money back, right? It puts you you got to be in a good zone to make it happen. So I think come betting is a great way to practice. There is home run potential here. You get a lot of odds out there. You can make it. If you keep your bets up, excess is there too. Yesterday, we actually reduced all of our bets down. We took all the odds off the bets when I hit paycheck. If you leave the odds up, or maybe half the odds, that's where your excess is there. It's there for you if you aren't scared and take the odds down like we did yesterday. But again, paycheck play, you got to be aware of that. There are many options we have here. We can be max odds. We can do progressive odds like I've been doing. We can press the odds only and not the flats, which I will do today. You can go odds the second the bet gets set. You can wait for a minute and do the odds later like I've been doing, or you can work them on the come out or not. There's all kind of options with come betting. It's still boring, right? You're still not making a whole lot of decisions, but you do have options in there to kind of season it a little bit, to use a Craigism. So there's all that is part of it. So anyway, I'll see you out there in about an hour or so. Wish me luck on that. And let's get into the monster stuff again. So we're going to come back in here. It's boring, Victor. And I'm going to go back a screen because I want to address your comment. I know you don't find, a lot of people don't, right? A lot of guys who play come betting with odds don't find it boring. I do. And like we say all the time, if you're going to do this, right, you have two tracks you got to be on, right? One track has got to be make money. Find a way that makes money for you, right? And if it's boring and it makes money, who cares? It's make the money. But there are people like me who like to use their brains, right? I like to think, even though I know I can't outthink the game. I can't outthink the dice. There's no way to do that. I like to think that I can. So I enjoy My enjoyment of the game comes from putting the bets out there. My enjoyment at the table comes from sizing bets and strategically pulling things down. I gather some pleasure from that, right? I don't gather pleasure from letting the dice put my bets where I didn't want them to go and then being stuck with a bet or what. I just don't like it, right? It's not as fun. I do come betting quite a bit, but it's not as fun, right? That's what I get. That's where I say that. So for some people, that's great, and I think it's fine. And I give the baseball analogy all the time with this. Come bettors in baseball are like batters looking for walks. You don't have any say in the game. You're going to go up to the plate. You're not going to swing at a pitch. You're just going to let the pitcher decide if you get to base or not. Or you get hit by a pitch. That's come betting. You have no say in the matter. It's always going to be a single, right? You're always going to be at first base, and you're not really doing anything. You're just there, hoping that something good happens for you. If you're a right side place better, you're hacking. You're either like me, you're looking to go bunt or small ball, or you're looking to hit home runs, but you're swinging the bat, and you're going to be out more often than not. Right? You're going to be out more often than not, but you're taking your hacks, and there's enjoyment gained from that. So again, I've coached baseball all my life, right? I'm okay with walk, bunt a guy home. That's fine. That's a good way to play baseball, right? I'm not the Bronx Bombers, man. I don't just sit out there and try and jack over a short fence all day long, right? That's not my style. Pick your own style. All right, here we go. The monster again. So yesterday we talked about, again, if you look at a 3-stage play or 3-phase play, stage 1 was get even. And on our monster with Big AZ, here's what we're looking at, right? Stage 1, get even, we have 6 rolls here. We have the 8 getting set, a 6, 2 4s, an 11, and the 8 winner. So what you've got there after the point is set, was set. If you're not on the pass line, you've got 4 shots. You have the 6, 2 4s, and the 8 winner. You have 4 rolls, 4 hits in the box to make your money. If you happen to be a field better too, you had 3 fields in there. You had the 4, 4, and the 11 back to back to back. Okay, so you have 2 chances in this roll to make money. A field parlay, if you're that kind of guy, that kind of player, or 4 box hits. You got to use those 4 rolls to get even. Get your money back, potentially with some money in the rack, and your next set of bets out there. That's super important to me. So that's our goal in stage 1 is, if I had 130 out there, I want 130 in my rack. I want $30 or more in profit. And I want whatever my goal was, 64 across, whatever it is, out there on the table still. That's my stage 1, to get my money back, tiny bit of profit, and have my next play teed up, ready to go. And we looked at some ways to do that yesterday. We looked at, 1 hitting down, which is a big spread. 1 hit, you're out. We looked at taking 2 hits, going like a little press and then coming out. We looked at the permanent press, 3 hits. We looked at, in that permanent press, the Hawaiian, the pineapple press style. We did all-in betting. We did a lot of options there. Iron cross, the EZ, for example, is a way to do it. And of course, drawing down. Again, bigger bets. When you're doing 2 and 3 hits, a lot of times your choice is a small series of bets out there for 2 or 3 rolls, or a bigger series of bets, huge spread for 1 or 2 rolls, right? Your risk tolerance determines how that works. And that was yesterday. That was getting out of the hand. We were able to get, with all these ways, I showed you like 7 ways to play, to get 130 or whatever it was out there and get out of the hand and be playing 64 across with profit and your money back. All these, there's like 7 or 8 different ways we looked at. Today, we're going to switch gears and look at stage 2. And stage 2 is the initial get up stage. Okay, so in stage 1, you may have a tiny bit of profit, maybe like a 10% profit on your initial set of bets. Okay, stage 2, I want to get my session profit out, and I don't want to go more than 6 rolls. If I can, you'll see the rolls we have here. This is actually the second set of rolls from that monster roll. Look at that. You have an 11 come out. Doesn't matter for most people. Then you have the 9 being set as the point, which again, you're not getting paid on. So your pay rolls here are the 5, the 4, the 10, potentially the 11 and 2 if you're in the field, the 6 and the 9. So for the place better, you've got the 5, the 4, the 10, the 6, and the 9. You got 5 rolls in this series where you can get paid. So the rule is going to be, can I get my session profit in the next 5 or 6 rolls, next 5 or 6 hits? So again, in the get even stage, I'm even with profit and I'm playing in 2 to 3 rolls. In this next stage, I'm looking for the next 5 rolls to lock in my session profit if I can, and still be playing. That's my goal here. So after stage 2, I always say, now I'm ready to play. I work in stage 1, I work in stage 2. Now I'm ready to go and hit the gas. We'll hit the gas tomorrow. Today, we're gonna focus on getting up. Look at some ways we can do it. And you'll notice some very familiar things here as you see it. Ways to get up, 3 to 6 hits at max, lock in that profit, and then reload your board to go play again. And the reload is an important piece of this. How much are you gonna come back out with reloading wise? You can go super aggressive, tier pressure, or all in betting. Both of those are ways to play where you're pulling nothing back off that table. You're giving it 5 rolls or nothing. If you fail, you go back to stage 1 to the next shooter, right? If your 5 rolls, all in betting or tier pressure works, you will more than double your spread and you can make a decision at that point. That's a great way to be. If you're more passive about it, you can say, okay, I'm gonna take these next 5 rolls, we're gonna foot off the gas, I'm gonna same bet it, or I'm gonna half press it and take something off this table for sure and lock up a little bit extra. Then we'll take a look at the next set of rolls. So I wanna go to my table here, and I think that's the last slide on that, right? Yeah. I wanna go over here and really take a look at some ways that we can do it. And again, the goal here is to double my spread. If I'm going back out at 64 across, I'm looking to make at least 120 bucks. So I can press the next set of bets to 128 and take 64 back. I wanna lock in that great goal. I wanna reset that table. I wanna take money back. I wanna reset the table some higher way. You can aggressively do it and triple your rack. You can go passively and double it up. So let's actually take a walk backwards here. I'm gonna go to my table with you and we're gonna look at a couple of ways to do this. And I wanna give you, again, some more examples of ways that we can attempt to kind of hammer a roll of this type. So here we go. I'm gonna go take a little step back. I'll get my coffee going here. And let's see. We will play the rolls that are on screen because again, this is the thing. And I wanna show you what's in the rack. We're gonna go ahead and get my rack set from the air state. So we had one, most of those strategies were 130 in. Okay, 125, 130 in was most of the time. There was a couple that were a little more, one that was a little less, but let's just say it's 130. And let's say that your first set of play made you 30 bucks in profit. Okay, so 130 plus 30. Okay, that's about 20% profit on that first shooter. Okay, and that's a lock. So our get even stage got our money back. We locked 30 bucks in, no matter what, and we have our $64 out here. We got to our goal play was 64 across, and now here we are at 64 across, okay? Let's play this a number of ways, a 64 across, that we can use to lock in some profit and to reset the table, all right? First, I'm gonna go passive. We're gonna go a couple of passive rolls, and let's set the puck and follow the shots on screen. So we know the 11's gonna roll, we don't care. Our point's gonna be a 9. And again, we don't really care that much. But then we catch a 5. Let's just same bet this thing. 5 is gonna pay, and I'll put the money right out front here, like this. There's 10, there's 14 bucks, okay? Then we catch the 4, which pays 18 bucks. I'm gonna pay it 20 for 2, just to keep the bets nice and easy. All right, we'll put these bets up in here. Then we get a 10. We're gonna same bet it again. Same thing, it's gonna be 20 for 2. Same bet. Then we get the 11, which we're not on, a 2, which we're not on. Then we catch a 6, which pays $14. Again, we don't have any white, so we'll do 10, 14 bucks. Into the rack it goes. And we finish up with a winner 9 that also pays 14 bucks. We'll do 15 for 1. So if you want to be passive about it and same bet yourself, and again, we know we have 5 hits here. We have the 9, we have the 5, the 4, the 10, the 6, and the 9. We have 5 hits. 5 hits. What did 5 hits get us same betting? There's 25, there's 50, there's 75 bucks. 75 plus a few whites. That's beautiful. We doubled our spread by same betting 5 times. And you pulled money back each time, you doubled it up, you're doing great. What can you do at this point? Well, you can take $32 and go to 96 across. right? Remember I said you reset the table? You can reset the table 96 across and pull back 25, 45 bucks in profit. Lock that up along with your 30 from before. That's $50, $75 in locked profit that you can drop in your rack and love forever, right? That's a way, $76 back there. You can lock in and go to 96 across, like so, press them all up, and now you're into phase 3, right? You're, whatever this is, we're 15 rolls into this potential monster. You don't know it's a monster, but you've locked up. You've locked up $75 in profit. That's pretty damn good, right? For the 2 series of play. In fact, you've got $76 plus 96. You got 100 and whatever that is, $185 in total earnings. You could walk for that. If you bought in for $1,000, you're at 20%. You get the hell out of there, right? That's pretty good. That's one way of setting the table passively. Let's take the same exact. The same steps. Let me get my $30 back in profit. Let's do the exact same thing. But this time we're going to go half press. I'm going to show you the difference of half pressing from a low number to the same betting. You're going to find that it's not terribly different. Again, the 11 happens. We don't care. The 9 happens. It's our point. We catch a 5, which pays 14 bucks, 10, $14. Now, again, you can't really half press. You can go either 1 unit or 2 units. Either way is legit. We'll go 1 unit. And we'll take the $9 back. The 4 is going to roll. It'll pay the 18 bucks. We'll do, again, 20 for 2 to make it easy. That is an easy half press. 2 there and 1 here. The 10 rolls, same thing. We'll go 20 for 2. Half press it up, and you go. Then we catch the 11, the 2, the 6 rolls, and again, it's going to be 14 bucks. We'll go half press. I'll take a, oh wait, did I pay that wrong? I did. Sorry, it's 14. And we will half press that to 24. Take back the rest, and then we catch a winner 9, which 15 for 1. So it's going to be the same thing. Right, in this case, no repeaters happen. 15 for 1. We all come back to 64 across. I think I had 1 too many on the 8 there. And our profit should be about the same, right? There's our 75. I had an extra nickel out here on the 8. That was not profit. So you're at the same level. Why at the same level? With half pressing, because nothing repeated, right? In this roll, you had what? You had the 5, the 4, the 10, the 6, and the 9. Everything hit one time. So half pressing got you nowhere. It got you the same exact place as the other guy did. But again, 25, 30, $2 to press your bets to 96. 96 up. Take this back to your rack, and you've got a little bit more lock, a little bit higher play, and you got your table set for the next round. And the next round, again, is where we're going to go hard. This case here, again, I tell you all the time, monster rolls aren't all constructed the same. This is one where we didn't get any juice out of it at all. We got nothing out of this thing. Like, this is one of those rolls where it's like, nothing good really happened because we never really got our repeaters to happen here, which makes it hard. Let's look at the other ways. What does it look like to play a more aggressive style of play? Okay, let's do like a tier pressure kind of thing. So tier pressure, I think, is going to give us the exact same result. Okay, we're going to set the point at 9. We're going to catch the 5. It's going to pay 14 bucks. We'll do 15. I'm going to do 14. I'm going to drop a virtual dollar from my rack and make it look like a quarter. Right, it goes up to $25. There's the first tier pressure move. It goes 25 bucks. Then we catch a 4, which pays 18 bucks. And again, full press goes to $25. Take our 2 bucks back to the rack. We catch 10, same thing. It goes to $25 with 2 change. The 11 we don't care, the 2 we don't care, the 6 gets paid 14 bucks. It goes to 24. And then we catch that 9 at the end, which will pay 15 for 1. And tier pressure takes 1, 2, 3, 4 hits and you're out. That's how tier pressure works, right? It's always 4 hits and then you're out of the hand. But again, nothing repeats here, right? With tier pressure, if nothing repeats, you get nothing out of it, right? So we're going to be in the exact same spot. There's the 14. I'm going to have to get some change for that 25. There's our 4, and we get 50. Exactly the same thing. We're back again at $72. Because why? Nothing repeats. But you can see the potential there. If something does happen to repeat in that sequence, right? Let's say the 4 hit a second time through. Boom, there's a $50 winner in there, right? Which is kind of nice. In this particular case, it didn't happen for us. I'll show you an example here now of what happens if during that sequence, the repeater happens. And here's why this potentially works. Let's take the same sequence, but we'll make something repeat, like the 5 or something. So that first 5, again, goes to a quarter. All right, and again, I'm showing you a potential play. The 4 then rolls, and it goes to a quarter with that $2 and change. Let's say that we catch the 9 or the 6 next, right? Is that next? Oh, the 10's next. The 10 goes to a quarter with 2 change. Let's say that right here, we've had 1, 2, 3 hits. Instead of the 9 or the 6 hitting, let's say the 10 rolls. Instead of let's say we had a repeater of the 10 or the 5. Let's do the 5. The 5 is a better example, right? The 4, the 5, the 10, and the 5 comes back. This win here is where playing this way gives you a little bit of extra juice. 10, there's 4, and it's $80, $90 coming back, right? So you increase it by the amount of that press. The tier pressure style, again, only works good if the repeaters happen, but if they don't happen, you're no worse off than if you same betted, other than you were exposed for a longer time. All right, let's do the last one, which is the all-in style betting. So again, point of 9, hit the 5, pays $14 or 15 for 1. 15 for 1. If you're going to all-in bet, what you're going to do is probably press either both insides like this, right? Or you're going to press the 6 and 8 first. Either way, we got $15 to play with. Actually, we'll do it 14 bucks. We can say, let's get the 6 and 8 like so first. Then we catch a 4, which pays, again, 20 for the 2. And again, with your all-in betting, your choice is to go hammer the 5 and 9 or spread to the other numbers, right? It's easier to spread to the other numbers than just work the inside like that. Now we catch a 10, and 10 pays 27 because there's a couple of bucks on it, okay? And again, we'll take the $2 back, and this $25, because you're always going all in, gets reinvested now. Where do you reinvest that money? Well, you probably I would take this. I would do something like this, where we're going to take these to 24. I'm missing one. And with the $15 I have left, 5, 9, and then I'll pick one of the 4 or 10. Let's pick the 4. Okay, and that was your hit on the 10, right? Now we get the 11, the 2, the 6 happens, and it pays $28. And again, all in betting, you take the 25, $3 up in here, and we'll spread it out. Make the 10 look like 20, the 4 is 20. Actually, that's 4. All those can be a quarter now. Everything's a quarter except for the 6 and 8. They're at 24. The last roll is the 9, which pays 35. Okay. How do we look now? Well, check this out. We can go to 75, 85, 95, 96 across would be our next bet series. And this time coming back, we have 50, 75, 80. There's a nickel on the floor. 90, $100 coming back. So we have $100 coming back to the rack, 96 across out here, which means you could double this up and make this 96 look like 154 or something like that. You can go a little deeper up here if you wanted to. You can go to 128 or something like that if you wanted, and still be racking chips back to your rack. I think the second round here, again, is so roll dependent. It's tough. This is a tough round because on this particular monster, we don't have the rolls to make a lot of money. And you're like, man, you know, this shooter is hitting. This is a frustrating roll. I look at this and I go, God, it's like, you know, 5, 4, 10, 6, 9. We hit everything one time. There's no repeats. And when you're pressing your bets, as you saw, half pressing got you nowhere when there's no repeats. The tier pressure got us nowhere because there was no repeats. The all-in betting got us a little bit of somewhere because at least you're getting some, you're jacking up the other bets before they hit. You're spreading the money around. So you got a little bit of juice on the 10 and the 9 when they hit. But I think in this round here, the goal for me was rack up, and which we did, about $75 in the rack and getting to another level out here. And if you think about where we're going to be tomorrow's show, we're going to start with 96 across on the third point cycle. Okay. We're going to have $105. We'll just call it an even $100 in profit tomorrow. There's our starting 130. There's our 100. Because all these ways to play gave us 96 across plus about 100 in profit, thereabouts. Potentially $25 more for the later ones. And we're at 96 across. So again, you're at 196 total generated revenue in the first 12 rolls, which is great. If you're a $1,000 buy and you're 20%, easily, I could recommend that you go home here. Easily recommend that you go home here. Okay. But if you want to now put your foot on the gas and say, well, I have locked in $100 in take home pay. And if this guy sevens out right now, if he sets a point of 10 and throws an immediate 7, I got my $100 and I'm super happy with that. God be with you. I'm down with that. That's a way to do it. But again, I think being aware of where you are in these rolls and having an attack plan for each series of rolls, right? The first couple of rolls, the minute I get here, I go to 64 across or whatever your goal was. The minute 64 across turns into whatever profit you want, pull the profit, reset the table to where you want to play from on the next phase. And now you get to go to war. This 96 across is where we start fighting from. And yes, on a big 51 roller or a 60 something roller, I'm 10 rolls behind. I realize that. I'm actually in this case here, we're 15 rolls behind the table. 15 rolls behind the monster. We're back here at where some people's first bet was. We're just getting the 96 across. And we just got a little bit of money back in the rack. But if you're going to play this tiered style of play, get even, get a little bit up, go to fight, that's an okay way to attack it. And I play this way. So why would I judge you for playing this way? Versus just going in at 96 across or 64 across from the very first shot. From set the point, give me 64 across and just say a Hail Mary. In this particular roll, that would have worked great. But on most rolls where it ends on roll 4, that's a bad way to play. You're going to end up losing $64 more often than you win the 100. So I want you to win the $100, right? And again, I'm showing you $10 table size bets. So take everything I've got here and you can level it up. You can double your starting spread from 130 to 250 across. And then your first tier is not 64, but it's 128 across that you're starting from, or 160 across you're starting from. Everything can be relatively bigger. I'm giving you the $10 table size. And that's just an approach that I take. And this is a good set of rolls to look at because it's not perfect. Not a perfect set of rolls. If this was a better set of rolls with some repeaters in here, right, we could have done more. I'm going to roll the dice really quick. So I think I got a few minutes. Let's see if I can't improve that. I probably can't. There's probably no way because I suck. But let's see if we can't get a little bit better result. We know what same betting is going to do. We know what the half press is going to do. Let me roll, and let's see what happens. There's 2. There's a 10 is the point. Okay. I'll leave the dice out there. If I get a couple of good rolls, 7. Ignore the 7. Let's just get a roll. 4, a 9. Okay, we'll do the 9. 8. 8 again. There's a repeater. That's gonna make it interesting. 7 out. Okay, 9. That's actually really good. 9, 8, 8. We'll use those 3 rolls to be our thing. okay? What if this was your sequence, okay? We had a point of 9 and we have 8s back to back, right? And if you're gonna do it, again, John's tier pressure kind of way, right? I play it like this, full press. Next one pays $28, right? And I'm down to where I started. Like I would go right back down again. I get a hit, we get a repeater, we're out of the hand. Like I run for the hills there. And what this ends up with is only $42. It's about half, not half, a little less than half of where I started from. The immediate repeater sucks on a tier pressure kind of a thing. If you did all in betting, you'd have got screwed on that one too. Same better would have got screwed, but that's typical, right? You get if you're here, money back, $25 in the rack. This is what happens. How many times that happened to you? Cool. Got my money back. Let's go, baby. Sets his point of 9. Back-to-back 8s. You're like, this guy's on freaking fire. And then he 7s you out. You better have something coming back in that rack to light the fuse for the next time. So, all right, there it is. There it is. There's our little short demo. And that's all I got to say. Let me go turn that light off. Come on back over here and let me see what y'all are talking about. Let's see. Let's see here. Let me go to the PCs. Where's my mouse? PC. Come on, man. PC. Okay, and then we're gonna go, yeah. Let's see. No audio. No audio? Oh, there's audio. Darksider. Smart time to regress press bets is just after a winner and damn sure after a come out 7, right? For sure. I don't know about the come out 7 thing, but I definitely regress my bets after I get where I want to be. Like I'm definitely like, let's get to, like I have it in mind what I'm looking for. Like I know if I'm out there at 130 and I pull the first move off, the up and down, and I got my money back and I got a little bit of play, I know that first level's there. Then my second level, like you just saw, I know what the second level is. I'm going to go from 64, I'm going to level it to 96. If I happen to be playing tier pressure, which I typically do, which I know is nothing coming back for a minute. If I do a tier pressure or an all-in or a pineapple press for that second level from 64 across, I know that if I get the 5 box hits, I should double what's out there. So tier pressure normally says, or normally ends up with 64 across turning into $120 coming back, right? Which means I can rack 64 and press 64, or I can rack the whole thing, stay at 64, or I can rack half or rack 3/4 of it and go up to 96. I know what's going to happen, and I have that already here. I already know, right? That first regression is planned for me. And again, it depends on where I started and how well tier pressure or the all-in worked. Sometimes, like you just saw, the tier pressure works, instant repeat, and you get not that much out of it. So you can't go up, you can only go up by $32 in that case. If it's a better one where you get 4 rolls and the last one's a repeater and you double your spread, that goes from 96 probably to 128 at least, and I'm bringing back $64 to the rack. You got to plan it. You got to plan your regressions. It's so smart to do that, and then you can go right. And Dark Stars, I keep preaching the reason that the hits need to happen within 3 rolls of a new point. And again, I don't agree with you here. This is where I don't agree with you. That to me is this trend style betting where I don't. And Jacob says this a lot too. I do not believe for a second that the 7 is coming or that the 7 is due. I don't believe that. Even if I'm on the dark side, I don't believe the 7 is coming. It's just another number. It's more likely to roll than any other number. It's probably going to happen, right? I don't believe that after 3 rolls, it's coming sooner. I don't buy into that. That's just me, right? I just know that it's going to come when it comes. It comes the very next roll. It can come in 20 rolls. It doesn't know, right? Nothing that you're doing is making it happen. Averages for sure say that, but for every 3 roller, there is a 9 roller. For every 5 roller, there's a 15 roller that puts you back into the middle of the average. You don't know where you're going to be. So I don't buy into the after X rolls do a thing. I know Jacob does. I know that you do. I just don't, and that's how averages work. But we don't bet and live in averages. We bet and live in variance, right? You almost never are in the average roll. You're in a variant of some kind. 2 less 7s or too many 7s. you bet the variant that you're in. You don't bet what you think is going to happen based on some average. That's just me. Again, that's just like my personal view of it is that you do what you want to do and it's totally fine. Like that's, again, if that works for you, have at it, man. I don't care. I just want you to be safe. I want people to get their money off that damn table, right? The whole thing we've talked about so far, if you go back to the other screen, let me go back here. Let me go back to the screen that shows them all. Whoa, wrong way. We go back to here. And if we look at the rolls that we have in front of us here, we know that if you're betting my way, by that second 4, right? The 6 gets hit, the 4 gets hit, the 4 gets hit, I'm out, right? So 3 rolls into that first shooter, I have my money back and I have $64 in profit that I can play with. I know already I'm locked. I got money and I'm playing for free. That 8 winner at the end is my first hit of round 2 of what we just saw. Then we catch the point of 9, 5, 4, 10. That 4th hit on that 10, that's my locked profit and I'm done with phase 2. I'm actually out of phase 1 and phase 2 by the time that this 10 shows up. Let me draw here for you, right? So here is, it's hit 1, it's hit number 2. This is the repeater. So John right here is out. This is even plus 64 on that roll right there. I'm even plus $64 across right here. I'm done. I'm out of the hand. This is hit 1 for me in tier pressure or all in. This is hit 2, 3, and 4. And right here, I'm locked. This is a lock for me. I've probably got $100 in my rack and I'm out there at 96 across. And I'm starting to play right here. I catch the 6 and I catch the 9 right away. So at roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, roll 11, I've gotten through both phases. Right, again, 11 rolls is a long time, but I've locked up session profit at roll 11 on this roll. And if it happens to keep going, which we know this one does, I can turn the $96 into something special, or I can walk with it. But that's, again, that's me. That's my approach to it. That's the way that I do it. And again, I feel like being careful and measured in how you attack the first couple of rolls, how you attack the second phase of rolls, get that first regression, the second tier up. If you're measured in that area, you're going to be great, because then you can do what you want. Then you can do what you say. You want to play the law of averages here and pull out because you think big red's coming. Great, you got your money in your rack, do it. If you want to say, well, we're bucking a trend here, right? We're in this great variant. We've already got 15 rolls in. Let's go pedal to the floor. Cool, you got $96 out there paid for, plus you got your money. Also a good way to play. I wouldn't judge either way, right? And I said this before, you always got to play like your taste. Your taste is pull back at certain places. My taste is conservative, 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 regress, conservative, conservative, level off and go. I go at the end, where a lot of people don't do that. I delay it. So that's it. The averages prevail in the end. Where's my mouse? The averages prevail. Let me go back to the question screen. That's what we're talking now. The averages prevail in the end. You're 100% right. They don't run in that series though, right? The averages prevail, but doesn't mean every 6 rolls a 7's there. You know what I'm saying? Like the average is every 7 rolls, but you don't see it every 7 rolls. So when I see roll 3, or if I'm on roll 5, I'm not getting scared of it, because it's not always the average. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think people think that, but that's not what always happens, right? I may go 12 this time and 3 next time. We're at the right average. And that's sort of how that works out. So there we go. What would I do to change the plan and take it? So what I do here is this. So I don't worry about the variance so much in the first 2 stages, Dan. Or Dave, my first stage is what it is, right? If I'm playing right side, I'm 130, I'm pressing the insides, I'm coming down, right? And that gets me back to 64 across with my 130 back in the rack plus $30 in profit. If I'm right side, that's pretty much my go out plan. If I got to that and I got my 64 across, Stage 2 is what you just saw. It's either going to be all in, pineapple press, or something like that. I'm looking to get another one and go 96 across. Then I change for the variance. If I get that far, I'm in a variant. If you get to roll 11 or 12, you're in a variant. You're in a positive variant. They just hit their next point. You're like, whew, take a breath. Let the come out sevens happen if they happen, right? And you got your money, you're locked up. Now I'm in that variant. You can, at this point, take the dark side route and say, well, we bucked it. We beat the 7. That shit's coming. Run for the hills. 100% okay. Me, I go, we're in a variant. Now I go pedal down. Now I go pedal down, and it's going to be some form of aggressive pressing, pulling back something every time, but I'm going to be more aggressive out there. That's my phase 3 is my variant attack. If it's every shooter is below 2, the variant you're in is a dark side variant, right? That's when you're going to go switch sides and not even, and play some horsemen or something that's kind of midland or 6, 7, 8 until the trend picks a side. It may go all the way and stay on this dark side. Great, drop odds out there. If you start seeing it shift and the variant goes from everybody sucks to you get a couple of people doing well, then your 6, 7, 8 becomes what we just saw. And your don't pass becomes less meaningful, and that's okay too. So that's final thoughts. It is, what time is it? 8:50. Oh, we have time. We have time to just sit here and bullshit for a minute. I'm actually gonna get downstairs or get upstairs and play the Molly for a little bit with you, but I think that's an important thing. There was, what else? What else do I want to say? Anything else you guys want to talk about? You have my undivided attention for 10 minutes here. So what do you want to do? We can call it here. We can keep going. I can answer some questions if you'd like in chat. I can address a couple of things. Jeff, I don't think is going to meet us at Harrah's. No, Jeff will not be there. Jeff's got some things he has to take care of at home, so he can't make it out. And I think Craig also can't make it out. It's hard because there's so much travel. Everybody's been doing the AC meetups and they're playing here and they're all going to Vegas for the thing. People got to pick their battles, so this is a battle that some people can't wage. So we'll stream it and that'll be cool. Let's see. I'm trying to think about what else I wanted to say. There was somebody that made a comment yesterday that, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask you right now. I want you you can do it in chat, but I want you to email me, john@procrafts.net, or Discord me at John Kokas in Discord. Some of you have already done that and I haven't gotten back to you. I apologize. I've just been a little bit busy, but I would like to know your favorite way to make $50. That's it. $50. I'm going to do a series next week, $50 a day, next week's series. And I want your favorite ways to make $50 quick. And the reason why I say this is because somebody wrote me and said, Hawaiian horn, right? It's 165, 2 rolls, $50. And he's 100% right. But it's 165 out there. I could fight back and say, well, the skill 66 is half of that. It's actually 2/3 of that, $66 versus 135. Or the 165. The 165 guarantees you 2 hits to $50. The skill 66 is a crapshoot. You may not get, you're missing the whole horn and the 4 and 10, but it's 2 hits, not 2 rolls, 2 hits to $50. 2/3 of the risk, but the time factor, right? There's 2 ways to make $50. We all know them and love them. How many ways do you play to make $50? I want to get your ideas. I want to run them out next week. I want to do some $50 and out comparisons next week. So yeah, if you would do that, Discord. Yeah, I did see your Discord message. I will definitely address that with you privately for sure. I've just been a little busy, so I have not been very good at Discord the past couple of weeks. But yeah, I'll get to you for sure. But yeah, give me some ideas for $50. How do you win $50? And we'll do it. Next week, we'll do $50. We'll do $50. $50 a day next week. $50 a day all week long. That's going to be it. What else? Yeah, this is 100% true. And you saw it out here, right? Did you see it today? Were you watching earlier, Jen? If you're just going to collect, same bet on 4 or 5 rolls and nothing repeats. Same betting is the best. You saw that, right? We did a same bet, and on that exact roll, we had what was it? remember the order. It was the 5, the 4, the 10, the 6, and the 9. 5 rolls, no repeats. Same betting, half pressing, tier pressure. They all brought the exact same money back because nothing happened. No repeats happened, right? 100%, 5 rolls or less, same betting is the way. You're going to get all the money you can off that table. However, if it goes past 5 rolls or you get repeats in there, the presser has the advantage. And you don't know what's going to happen, obviously, right? So pressing only works on long rolls and when it repeats, or if you press with a plan, like I do. 110 inside, press it up to 154, come back down to 64. That's a press with a plan that beats a same better. But if you're not doing that, if you're not pressing with a plan, just pressing to press, you're going to get burned most of the time. You're going to capitalize on a monster, but you're going to burn most of the time. And you got to know that. You have to know that. It's really smart. And I see, the thing is that I will press non-hitting numbers, and I typically like to press what hits. You know me, I like tier pressure presses what hits. I like that better. The pineapple press from the Hawaiian Crap Shooters is my favorite all-in style because, especially if you're a person that believes everything is random, then pressing what's hitting doesn't really do much. If you're playing with a controlled shooter who's hitting repeat numbers because they're trying to, and they actually can, pressing what's coming makes sense. You follow me? But if it's all random, you have no idea where the dice are going to land. Spread your money, get the hell out. Spread it, get out. Because you don't know where it's going to go. That's spray and pray. And you spray and pray in the randoms. That's good. The pineapple press gen is this one. Let me light it up for you. The pineapple press is a great way to all-in bet. Here's 64 across. I'll show you the pineapple. So let's say we catch this exact roll. We hit the 5 first, right? I think it was the 5 first. So you press the 6 and the 8. You press the insides first. So you're going to press here. The next roll was a 4, which paid 20 for 2. Then you press the 5 and 9. Always all in. All your wins go to the 6 and 8. The next win all goes to the 5 and 9. The 10 was the next roll. That would have paid 18 bucks. We'll do 20 for 2. We'll pretend I have 2 bucks. Press the 4 and 10. So you press here, you press here, you press here. It's the pineapple press because you're squeezing the pineapple from the inside, basically. On the 4th hit, which we know is the 6 from this particular roll, it pays $21. And you're done. The 4th hit is the money shot, and you're out. Everything goes back to your starting number, your 64 across. And the pineapple press does a pretty good job. There's 25, 50, 75 bucks. Well, 73 bucks out of that, right? That's the pineapple. Inside, out movement. All in every time, 4 hits is the thing. And again, if you catch a repeat in there, that's where the money is, right? In that roll that we know of, there was no repeats. So everything's going to make the same money, right? When nothing repeats, when there's no repeaters, every bet pays the same. It doesn't matter if you're pressing, same betting, whatever. On the 4th hit, you're done, right? It's all going to be the exact same money. So again, pressing only works if you get repeat numbers. And how often do you not get the repeat numbers? It's really hard. That's why I like pressing the inside as a group and coming out of it. So, all right, there we go. I know. I know this. Again, you're a believer in trends, and I'm not, and that's just it, right? I don't believe that a person shaking and baking is going to throw a 5 because a 5 just came. I just don't believe that. I believe Ed can do it, or Alfredo can do it. I don't believe that the random shooter does that. And again, it's your viewpoint of the game. I don't judge you for it. I just don't follow that line of thinking. I know a lot of guys do. A lot of guys trend bet, and I don't follow that line of thinking. I just don't. I just feel like you don't know what's coming. Sometimes it happens, right? And if I bet what's coming, that's great. And they hit the repeater, that's awesome. But by and large, on a rando, the pineapple press, where you're just going to kind of spread it out a little bit, your chances of getting the dart to hit at one of your targets is increased. That's it. But again, my favorite way to press, as you know, is tier pressure, which is a hammer of what's coming. I like to hammer what's coming. It's more satisfying. The bets get bigger quicker. I like that way. It's my enjoyment comes from that. But I think mathematically speaking, spreading it out is a little better. And I can prove that in win craps. I've done that before. So, all right, guys, we got to get out of here. It's 9 o'clock. I got to roll. We're going to go upstairs and play some 3-point Molly. It'll either be fast or it's going to be a grind. We'll see. I'll see you in 5 minutes. Wish me luck. Bye, all. Have a great day. God bless all of you. See you in a little bit. Bye.